Let's dive into this really quick because I am in shock as to what is being said about our quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. I am shocked by the media, first and foremost, and by some fans. Let's dive right into it. And it's quick. Aaron Rodgers missed 2 days, not a week. 2 days isn't a week. It's not half a week, at least yet. They're talking about the 4-day work week. It's not even half a week yet. He missed 2 days of mandatory minicamp. A minicamp, mind you, that didn't happen last year. And a minicamp that he had an excuse for months ago. Connor Hughes, shout outs to Connor Rodgers, that's my man. Connor Hughes reported that Rodgers told the team that during this week, he wouldn't be around for whatever reason. I don't care what that reason is. This guy, this GOAT that has been to everything voluntary, that has showed up to practices with one leg, that has been on the sideline trying to help the offense, that has talked up everybody on the Jets, coaches he's talked up that he shouldn't even think about talking up. He hasn't said a bad thing about this team. And trust me, he's had things to say. This guy has been much better than I could have ever imagined after what we know in Green Bay about him not showing up to anything and not really caring about anyone there. He's been the picture-perfect leader at the quarterback position for us, for the Jets. You don't hear the media talking about that, though, right? Have you seen any stories about the great leader that Aaron's been? Have you seen any stories about surprising Aaron has showed up to literally everything he could possibly show up to? But once they got him on one thing, like they did this week, with 2 days of mandatory minicamp because he's doing something with RFK, or he's at an ayahuasca retreat, or he's sitting on his ass watching Breaking Bad again, which I would recommend, actually. It's probably the best show ever. We all are up in arms. Oh, my God. He's not the leader we thought. We're not going to be able to win a Super Bowl because he hasn't showed up to these 2 BS practices for a quarterback that's done this his whole career. Practice. He knows everything. He knows more about the offense than anyone there, including Nate Hackett. He knows more about offense than anybody probably the Jets have had in 50 years. He had something to do, and I don't care what he had to do. This guy has been a godsend for us. He's taken a pay cut. He's recruited people in, whether you like them or not. He's tried. He has never said a bad thing about anybody. He defends the head coach, which I don't understand, but that shows the kind of guy he is. He is a stand-up guy. Whether you agree with him on politics or COVID or the vax, whatever, that's on you. That's okay. I don't think he's right about all that stuff either, and I think it could be a little nutty. He ain't a politician. Last I checked, there's no ballot. There's a napkin, but whatever. Don't worry. I was cleaning my desk, all right? Don't get all nervous on me there. Last I checked, I'm not voting for Aaron to represent me in public office. Last I checked, he's not selling books that he's trying to recruit people on some marketing cultish scheme. What do you care that he has opinions about things that you might disagree with? But the media cares. They care. The stand-up media around the world in the NFL, they care about Aaron Rodgers because they disagree with him. And instead of saying that they disagree with him, they make up narratives now. They needed one thing. They needed one thing. This is the one thing they needed, and they run with it. It's unbelievable. And honestly, don't give it any time of day as a fan. I care about week 1. That's it. I have seen and I have read numerous things about practices, and Jets West Camp is going to reinvigorate Mark Sanchez, and this proves he's a leader. XYZ. I've heard, I've seen it all. I've seen guys being talked up that didn't even step on the field. And we're sitting here worried about Aaron not showing up to 2 practices that he let the team know about. I want week 1 to get here as soon as possible. And I want to talk about the offensive line. I want to talk about the pass rush. I want to talk about Michael Carter II. And is he really propelling himself into being one of the best corners in football? I want to talk about our linebackers. Do we have an issue with them covering? Are they really that slow laterally? Can we have honest and real football conversations? We're fans. The media's job is to report on a sport. And they'll hide behind that, and they'll make up narratives on that because they don't like a guy. I mean, am I exaggerating, or is that just the most immature, irresponsible thing ever? I don't agree with a lot of things. I also don't even care about what most athletes have to say. I like when they say things that I agree with. I don't get pissed off and hate them and think they shouldn't play, or they're bad leaders, or they're bad on this element, in this, side of the fence, because I disagree with what their take is on how long we should have waited to mandate vaccines or whatever. Are we freaking kidding me? Again, you've never seen a positive story about Aaron being a great leader, have you? If you have, please share it or DM it to me at Frankie V or at uSTADIUM. Please. I haven't seen one. I'm shocked that he has been this great as a leader, or is trying to be a great leader. And I don't think he's this great leader naturally. I think he is to himself a little bit and has his own thoughts. But I think he's tried everything to try to be a leader. Look at what he did with Zach Wilson. Brought him under his wing. Didn't say a bad thing about the kid. Saleh hasn't said a bad thing about Saleh. Easy targets. Sitting right there. You'll get a lot of people supporting you on those points. Hasn't said anything. But misses 2 days. And this is the freaking story of the NFL. The NFL media in general needs to find something else to kind of report on. This TMZ culture, I get it. It gets you clicks. It gets those ads popping up and those affiliate links flowing. Enough. It's getting sad at this point. And I'm not even just saying that about the Jets. I've seen articles about guys like Malik Neighbors. You see articles about CJ Stroud and what he does on podcasts. I'm a culprit of it as well with uSTADIUM. I'm going to always keep it real. Unscripted, real. Nothing is scripted here. This is just off the top. I'm a culprit also. I've posted, I've written stuff, I've retweeted stuff to try to build some excitement, to try to, feed into the drama because it sells. Something's not dramatic, it really doesn't sell anymore in this world. Things are happening too fast. There's too much content. When you get wowed, that's when you click. They're still promoting on Twitter the 30 anonymous sources article. Go on Twitter and look. It's still being promoted. The Athletic is still paying to have that be out there. Generates money. That's what it is. Clicks brings you ad and affiliate revenue. They're going to keep doing it until you max it out, until you stuff it so much that people stop clicking it. And I'm fine with some drama. I love it once in a while. On Jets Twitter, we went through a few weeks of just drama. It gets a little interesting. It's a little spicy. I don't mind it. But enough is enough. Don't paint a guy out to be a bad leader or say he missed a week when he didn't miss a week, or he was called a cancer previously, or someone saying, oh, he's in Peru or Colombia, one big source. I don't give them any praise because they blocked us for whatever reason. But saying that, oh, he's in Peru or Colombia because they look up an ayahuasca retreat date. It's crazy. And even if he is in Peru or Colombia on an ayahuasca retreat, do you want me to make a point for it? Maybe he needs it, Aaron, for his mental well-being. What are you going to say to that? He's in a mentally bad spot. That's how he keeps his mental being up. Whether you believe that or not, it's irrelevant. It's a point. You don't have points that he's missing it because he doesn't want to be there. So I can make up a point as to why he's not there. Who's right here? Nobody's right. Let's get back. Listen, I'm not always about, just talking football all the time, but let's get back to the facts. If you want to bring up conveniently two facts, two missed practices, and ignore 150 instances of him being there voluntarily, I'm not going to buy that. Nobody's perfect. And if the media has an axe to grind, mention why. Go and debate him about vaccine crap. I'm not going to watch it. I don't give a crap. We have people out there that specialize in those kind of discussions, or think they do at least. If I want to form an opinion, I'll go there, or I'll talk to my buddies or people about it. I don't know. I'm not going to look at the media and respect what you're posting because you don't like a person's political opinion and think that justifies your football analysis on the player and what kind of leader he is or she is or whatever. Give me a break. Last thing I'm going to say, I don't know what's going on in the world, media in general. It's time, though, that we can at least have a discussion about things and start realizing what these big players are trying to do and call them out for it. I'm a fan. I care about week 1 and if we beat the 49ers and if we make the playoffs and if we win a Super Bowl. I want to root for the Jets. I don't care about Aaron Rodgers or Joe Douglas, who I love. I actually do care about Joe, but I care about Joe in a different way. But I'm saying, as a fan, I want to win. I want to be there at the parade with all Jet fans celebrating, crushing beers, doing fun stuff that you're supposed to do as fans, not arguing because our quarterback missed a few days. It's considered unexcused. It's excused. The Jets should have been ahead of it. I like some of the things Saleh has said about it. Get ahead of this crap. The media's always going to try to one-up you, man. Get ahead of it. Let it out. Let it out and walk out. Make it your last point on the podium. But I want to celebrate with my brethren, with my Jets fans. I want to be out there and tell every other fan base and every other media outlet. I want to give the freaking, the double birds and say, we won it. You can't clown us anymore. It's a great fan base. But stay tough with what you think. Don't buy into this crap. They're lying. He didn't miss a week because it wasn't a week. He's not in Peru or Colombia, I'm sure. And even if he was, what's the big deal? Is that big of a deal? He needs it. He likes ayahuasca. I don't know. It's a big part of him. Maybe that's why he came here, which I thought was crazy, coming to the Jets of all places. Maybe the ayahuasca thing's good for us. Maybe when he's in the retreat, he gets thoughts of hosting the Lombardi with Woody Johnson. But enough is enough. I can't even talk about this stuff. It's really crazy. And it's dominating the storylines around the NFL. But with that said, Frankie V, in the house. I'll be doing more of these. I took a little hiatus after the draft. The draft's a lot of content, a lot of stuff. It's a lot of late nights. I like to kind of take a step back. I'll say this. I don't really care for practices. Why? I'm not a coach. You know how a player performs as a coach based on if they're doing what you have set out for them to do. I don't know if that player, unless you see the coach yelling at them and they try not to when fans are there, you don't know unless you go back and watch tape. You don't know if the rookies are actually studying the playbook and getting everything. You don't know if they're showing up on time. You don't know if they're increasing their load in the gym. You just don't know. So I can't be there as a fan and make analyses on what's going on in practice. Seriously, we're talking about practice here. It's wild. Go to practice, by the way, if you like practice. That's fine. Go with your kids. Take off from work. I don't care. I don't do that stuff. I would like to, I guess. I kind of don't care to like spend the whole day. Maybe once every couple years I'll go. Some people want to go, I'll go. But like, whatever. But don't make this more than what it is. It's practice. And it's a player that has done everything up until mandatory minicamp that to me has shocked me. It's shocking that Aaron has done what he's done here, considering what happened in Green Bay. He's overperformed. He's done more than I thought. So yes, he's allowed to get a few check marks down, which I don't give, but as a fan, you can give him check marks down. He's still way above the line. And I'll say one real last thing. Everyone poking at Aaron, you're gonna, if you're not a Jets fan or you want the Jets to fail, you're gonna regret it. You don't poke Aaron. You don't give him more of a chip on his shoulder. What happened when they passed up on him in the draft? What happened when Brett Favre was treating him like crap? What happened when they drafted Jordan Love? What happened? You awoke a beast. Keep the negativity. I said it about Jalen Brunson. Keep the negativity. It feeds these guys. Quality guys. Whether you agree with them or not, to me, they're quality guys. Can you say the same thing about you? Mr. Mrs. Media. Can you? Picking at a guy because you disagree fundamentally with what he believes in, as if he's a politician. Who gives a crap? Yes, he's crazy about things. He's right about some other things too. It's like Joe Rogan. He's right, he's wrong, whatever. You make your opinion. At least he's saying what he wants to say. He seems like he's in a good place. That's all I care about because I want to win football games. With that said, Frankie V out. uSTADIUM in the house. Check out our app if you don't have it. That's at uSTADIUM on all socials. You can hit me up at Frankie Vitz later.